thanks for joining me today. I recently did a swap with my good friend Tracy Lyon Werner. She has a video of my completed loaded envelope, which was a vintage Christmas theme. So pop over to her channel and have a look at it. Mind you, you've probably been sent to my channel because of her link. So thank you to Tracy for the wonderful support. Anyway, I've been encouraged by Tracy to do a tutorial of the shaker tag that I made for the loaded envelope. So let's see how we go. And in front of me you will see the beautiful swap item that I received from Tracy. It's an absolutely gorgeous journal that she's made me. I think I got the better end of the straw. It's got beautiful charms and it's an absolutely stunning journal. And you can pop over to her channel. She's done a video of this beautiful journal. So, as well as the journal, she also gifted me this gorgeous snippet roll. And she has done an amazing job. She's so talented when it comes to shabby items. Anyway, so I'm very thankful to Tracy's support. So let's begin our tutorial. So firstly, you need to choose an image. I started with, this was a card topper from Honky Dory, and then I have these framelit dies. They're Stampin' Up! Sizzix circle dies. If you don't have dies, perhaps you could use some cups or plates or bowls from your cupboard. I don't want you to think that you can't have a go at this if you haven't got the necessary die cuts. I'm fortunate enough to have a Big Shot and all the die cuts that go with it. But if not, I'm sure there's other ways you can be clever and still do a project like this. So I've chosen the image, and for the sake of making this not a very long, laborious tutorial, I've already run it through the Big Shot. I found the circle that fitted it. It fitted it perfectly, which was amazing. Sorry if my hands get in the road, I'm trying to be good about that. I've cut out the circle, so that's what I started with. Once I've got the circle, then I choose my corresponding or complementing colours that go with the shaker tag from that. In the case that I had done for Tracy, it was already decided upon because of the elements that I put in the loaded envelope. But for today's, I'm just going to change the colour a little, just because we don't have that envelope that we're making. So once we've done that, the next thing we need a few items. You're going to need some tongue depressors, or they also call them body spatulas. I get them in bulk. I'm sure you can find them around somewhere. You can get smaller packs at the craft shop. So just a plain one. I've already, for the sake of the video, what I do then is I just use metallic Sharpie pens and I colour around the edges, both ends, so that you're not seeing the wood. And then for the sake of video, then what I do next is some washi that complements the thing that you're doing, and then I just start and I just wind it around the spatula. So then we've got that stage. So then the next thing that I do is I start from the back then, and I'll just show you all that I use. Now if you haven't got these dies, as I'm saying, just use some circular plates or something from your kitchen cupboard, some doilies, something that you can use, yes, so that you don't feel you can't do this project. So I use the Sizzix Big Scallop Circle die, and I've already pre-cut everything to make it faster. So you'll need to cut 2 of those for the front and the back. And everything that I'm doing today, I have distressed with Vintage Photo, Tim Holtz Ranger ink. And also later on you'll need another small circle, but we'll get to that. The next layer that we are doing is using, I have this Prima crochet doily die. It's a beautiful die. If you don't have this, perhaps I'm thinking just paper doilies from the craft shop. You could use those. So just use your imagination of how you could still make this project if you don't have all these dies. So we need 2 of those, but I've done 3. Because they're so beautiful, I'm going to use a 3rd one on the back. So we need 3 of those, and I've just used a metallic. This is a cardstock. It's a bit pearlized, and this is a cardstock weight as well. It's thicker than a paper. So we need 3 of those. And then later on, the only other thing we'll need is another small one for another layer. The other things we'll use, so when I did Tracy's, I used this red, and all my papers that I used for Tracy's project were from Kaisercraft, and the papers today, the center one that I'm using here is from Kaisercraft as well. I didn't have any more of that red. Oh, actually I did, but I wanted to change the colors because we're not needing red today. So this is the die that I've used. It's by Kaisercraft. It comes with 2 dies, and I just used the large one, and I've cut out 2. I think we may only need 1, but I've cut out 2. Anyway, we'll get there. And then there's a couple of other layers. There's another circle, a smaller one, but it's larger than your die cut that's going to be in the center. And then the final other piece that you need is you can really have any colours. You don't have to do the same colours that I've done. Layers even, it's really just about layering, gives it that lovely effect. So for this one I've used the 2 3/8 inch scallop circle punch from Stampin' Up, and I punched it out, and then I've got another small framelit circle die. I've popped it through my machine, and that's what we end up with. So we just need those pieces there. And the other thing that you'll need is, I have used Stampin' Up Sweet Treat cups. They come in a packet, there's 12 of them. They look like that. They are self-adhesive. Once we pull this off, it sticks beautifully. So we'll be using those. Now if you can't get those, my friend Tracy has informed me that Tim Holtz has a dimensional dome snow globe that you can now buy, and Sizzix also has a dimensional dome, and they come in 2 sizes. There's a tiny one and one that's a little bit larger, so perhaps you could try those. I was even thinking perhaps you could chop off the bottom of a disposable plastic cup or something like that. There must be a way that you can come up with to do this project. So the only other thing you need is some embellishments. I used some bling, some little dots that I cut off with scissors, and later on you'll see I used some holly leaves, some seam binding, various sorts of sequins, or you could use some seed beads to put in there as well. Whatever you've got that you can put in your shaker. So that's what we'll be using. So let's go for it. So we start with our outer layer, and then it's just a matter of layering. So I have already gone around all the edges with all the Tim Holtz Distress ink. Everything's been pre-done. So now I'm just going to use some sort of glue. Alright, I owe you all a big apology. I continued on my merry way, put my shaker together, only to discover that I didn't have enough space on my iPad and it cut out at 10 minutes. So we will just talk through the steps and I'll try and make it as simple as possible. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me and I'll try and do the best to answer them. So really all I did was glue, so I really saved you watching me glue. So I just started with the back green layer, then I did the doilies, and I had one this way and then I did it one that way. You can, but depending on the die you have, you mightn't even need to do that. So I just alternated them. Then I did a next layer, down in size, and then to the cup holder. Now I will go through that. So I've just found a random image from a paper pad. So say we were going to do the Santa. What I do is I get my sequins, and they are the ones that I have. The other ones I had in a little bowl and I've just dropped them all over the floor, but I'm picking them up. Okay, so say that was the image that I'm wanting to do. I would tip a mixture of my sequins, or as I said before, you may like to use some sprinkle of some seed beads or something in it. We might do that too. We might add just a few gold ones. So say we were doing this image, I would put them as best as I could, and I've got a lot. I would put them as best as I could in the center, away from the edges. I get the treat cup. It has a adhesive layer that I pull off, this was the one that I've done. Pull that off and then stick it down on your image, and it's actually clear then. Once that white tape backing comes off, you're left with clear. So put that on, and then my final layer was the little gold edge there. So that's how I did the treat cup. So that would be the front part all done. Then what I did is, with the tongue depressor, the washi one, I put layers of tape. I worked out my center here. I spaced it between these two. I had the tongue depressor coming about halfway up the cup at the back. So I put the tape on there. I popped it to the back, stuck it down, and then you'll have to pretend that the back's not on it. I then just took my other layer back, put glue, more tape across this way, and because the glue allowed wiggle room, was able to line up the scallops nicely. And so pretend that's the scallop piece, have the back, and then I just decorated my layer at the front here. And this one I've just used that nice doily, but you could have other layers, as many as you want, but it is just the back, so as many as you want. So that would be that done. And we're all caught up, and I've saved you lots of time from watching me glue. So that's what we're left with, that project there. So then all it is left to do is to some seam binding. And with my seam binding, I just had a gold and a sage green. I just wound it around it like this. And then I just tied it to the side. Oops, sorry, I'm slipping around. cut off my ends, added some of this metallic thread into it as well, and then just put I have a die, a holly leaf die, cut out multiple leaves, about that many of a strip, cut out some leaves, and then just trimmed them, laid them on that, as many as I want. I cut them down, and then took a few of these berries and just twisted them around with the wire and laid them how I wanted them, like that, and that was that. So that's that one finished, and then the only other thing I did is I put a charm on it, and I just tied that on with metallic ribbon. I only had them in silver, so again I used my Sharpie, and I attached that there, and that's that one finished. So that's the tutorial over. Now, as a thank you for bearing with me and sitting through this tutorial, I'd like to make an announcement that I'm very close to reaching 100 subscribers. I'm in the 70s. So I'm thinking if I can reach 100 subscribers, I'd like to do a giveaway. So the giveaway will consist of this shaker tag finished, I'll finish it, a vintage Christmas one, and then some other goodies. And then I've also done a shabby chic one, and it's in blues and greys and silvers. So there will be 2 prizes, and once I hit 100 subscribers, I will draw that. And to enter, all I'm asking you to do is please go into the comment section if you'd like to be in the draw. It's open to worldwide, not just Australia. If you add enter, the word enter in the comment section, I'll put you in, and once it reaches 100 subscribers, I will draw these 2 prizes, and then I'll make contact with you and I'll post it off to you. So that's what I'd like to do. So thank you for watching my tutorial, and I hope you are able to make some of your own, have fun doing it, and I'd love to see some photos if you do get to do some. And if you have any questions, please feel free to add them in the comment section. So once again, just write the word enter in the comment section, and once it hits 100 subscribers, I will do those draws. Thanks very much. Bye for now.